Hello, welcome to Look Smarter Than You Are with Oracle Hyperion Planning. This video will cover what's new in Planning 11.124. Let's begin with a bit of history and the new features that were introduced from version 9 to version 11.123. Take a look and see whether you can take advantage of any of these features that you may not have been aware of previously. In 11.124, the simplified interface was introduced, which I will navigate through in this video. There are huge performance increases with large data sets on data forms with the changes made to the ADF forms. There's faster load, tabbing, and scrolling in the data forms. New grid shortcuts were available, which I'll show some in the next slide. Hybrid aggregations combines the BSO functionality with ASO performance. Certain functions, formulas with cross-dimensional operators, and attribute calculations are not supported. It stores data in block storage data and index files, but also creates a directory similar to ASO. Hybrid aggregation was first introduced in 11.123.500, but in 11.124, more calculator functions are supported as well as dynamic time series and time balance functionality. Adding members on the fly first became available in 11.123.500, but it was only for out-of-the-box modules, which are the Workforce, CapEx, and PFP. In 11.124, it can be added for custom plan types as well. Starting with the simplified interface, you can access it from either of the two for on-premise planning. The simplified interface is mobile and desktop friendly, supports multiple operating systems and browsers, and you can set multiple themes and user-defined backgrounds as well as sending out announcements and setting custom profiles. Let's now take a quick tour of the simplified interface. First, you have dashboards. You can create quick dashboards from your data forms and charts. You have your task list that navigates you through the planning process. You can include instructions, open data forms, launch rules, financial reporting studio reports, link to URLs. And you can click on complete to note that you have completed that data form. You have your data forms, are called plans here, where you can input your data and have rules tied to them. You can change your POV. And you have the same functionality as you do in your classic interface. Editing, adjusting, adding supporting details, seeing an audit trail, attaching documents, and inserting comments. If you have access, you're able to launch rules based on your plan type. You can set up your approvals process or workflow. You can launch your reports built with Hyperion Financial Reporting Studio. Console is where you can create new plan types. You can import and export data to the planning interface, refresh the database, set up your maintenance time, or even removing your application. And this is where you can import and export your metadata and change the evaluation order and setting your dense and sparse. This is where you create your jobs and scheduling them. This is where you have your preferences, your plan preferences, where you can set your application settings, your user variables, sending out your announcements. And you have Academy, which is a training. Here in Academy, you can learn more about planning by accessing videos, tutorials, and information common tasks. And lastly, in Navigator, you can perform administrator tasks such as maintaining your metadata, your dimensions, which is the interface that you are used to, doing forms design. When you click on rules, it does take you to Calculation Manager. You can do application, mapping your reporting applications, maintaining your smart list, refreshing database, installing different utilities. Data integration takes you to FDMEE, and managing your workflow. There are new great shortcuts to improve the user experience when working in the data form. Through navigation, you can use keyboard functions such as Control Home to move to the first cell in the form. For data entry, you have new data entry shortcuts which provide built-in calculators such as entering 5K for 5,000. For formatting, you can combine keys to format values such as Ctrl-Alt-B to bold a value. You can build dashboards within planning fairly easily using data forms and charts. You have built-in analysis and reporting to do your ad hoc analysis that's mobile friendly. Simple drag and drop and pivot and zoom like you have in SmartView ad hoc analysis. You can leverage Hyper BSO to have instantaneous roll-up and auto calculations. You can also format your forms, such as this. What's coming in 11.124.400 PBCS and 500 on on-premise? Sandboxing is having a user-specific version created only visible to that user until it's published. Valid combinations is defining valid and invalid data combinations, which allow you to change a lookup in the data form. You can have attributes as a dimension, which allows you to filter by attributes in the data form. Smart Push moves data from your planning application to your reporting cube on save of the form by associating data map rules to forms. It's focused on the slice definition. This includes pushing smart lists from BSO to be a dimension in ASO. You'll be able to associate relational data, supporting detail, attachments, and comments as part of the form. Excel Formula Editor allows a user to insert rows in SmartView and add labels and formulas and saving it as a smart form. Data forms should be even faster to navigate through in 11.124, 400, and 500. You can set autosave on data forms, which autosaves when user tabs out of the cell. It also allows the user to undo as many times as long as they don't navigate away from the form or change the POV. There are many features in the current version 11.124 and much more in the next version. So think about how you can take advantage of these in your future implementations or upgrades.